CHENOWETH chats with Lauren Kelly about her sweet new gig and dishes on her love life.
It's a love and hate relationship with frying turkey. So why we're doing this here today, we're showing you how to actually try it safely with some fried turkeys here at BB Tex Orleans. Houston Life starts right now.
Is that for real?
Live from Studio B at KPRC Channel 2. Houston Life starts now.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to Houston Life on this Tuesday, November 17th. So glad to have you with us. And Tex, we're glad to have you with us as well.
I know. It's been a hot minute since we've seen Texo.
It has been a minute. I think he's been, just sort of laying low this year during COVID, like many of us have.
Absolutely, but it's so good to see him. I saw him, and he was sitting in his bed, and I came down the hallway. He got up 2 steps, laid down, and wanted a belly rub.
Look at that.
Sweet face.
I know. He's so chill, but it is nice to have him back in the building here and there.
I like his longer hair, too. So cute.
Yeah, his fur has started changing a little bit. He has a few little dark spots as he's entered adulthood. Age spots. Poor guy. You need a vacation,
Tex.
right? So we've been talking about just how we've been feeling cooped up at home this year. There have been so many times when we've planned a vacation and we've thought, you know what, maybe in a month from now, maybe we'll be able to go someplace. And then a month later, oh, COVID numbers are still exploding. We're canceling the trip. Well, I came across this really interesting thing online, Courtney, that I think would be great to do a little getaway that would still allow you to stay away from other people.
Okay.
Okay, it's a tent that you can take to go camping.
Okay. First of all, I don't camp, but what is it?
But it's never too late to start camping. Look at this. It's a floating tent. So this could be on a river, on a lake. I mean, heck, you could take it out into the Gulf if you wanted to. But this is called a shoal tent. Guess how much it costs?
Word. $300.
No.
Oh, 3,000?
It's $2,000.
Oh my word.
So it's a little bit.
To stay out in the wilderness?
Would you ever do that though?
No. Because you know what would happen? I'd wake up in the morning and I'd stretch and I'd go right into the water. It would be a disaster for me.
It sounds quite refreshing to wake up and just jump right in.
I'm not that strong of a swimmer.
Actually, so a lot of companies, a lot of bloggers wrote about this company saying, this company has invented a great new way to die, essentially sleeping on the water. What could go wrong? Let's say you're on a river and you're floating down and some big stick under the water sort of punctures the... Oh,
this is giving me anxiety already. I'm out. I'm not doing that. And by the way, $3,000, that's a lot. Or
$2,000.
I said 3. I'm stuck on 3. So I don't know.
It's still kind of expensive. It's still very expensive, especially if you only go camping once in a while. But I thought
there's no toilet.
Well, you're on the water.
Yeah,
so.
no, I'm out. I'm definitely not doing that. Can't do it.
You could just go in the water.
No, I can't. It doesn't work for me. Doesn't work.
You've never been camping?
Oh, I've been camping.
Where did you go?
Well, I went to a campsite that had a bathroom and showers. In Moab, I stayed, that was part of my deal, is I stayed in an area where there was an actual bathroom.
The Hilton? That's not a tent, Courtney. That doesn't count. I stayed in an area where there was room to sleep. That's a hotel. That's different than a tent. You've never slept in a tent?
You're putting words in my mouth. I have slept in a tent once. I didn't like it. Once in Moab. And then
Moab is southern Utah. It's all the red rocks. It's very beautiful.
It's lovely until the lights go out and it's dark and you can't see anything. There's all kinds of I didn't enjoy it. I didn't sleep a wink.
That is the whole point of going camping.
I know.
You go
I'm
out
not a good camper. I'm not.
But there's the stars, the wide open sky.
Oh, it's lovely to look up, but then I'm like, where's my hotel room? I don't like it. I don't like it. I need to close a door. I need a light. I need a bathroom.
You're
a
city
shower.
person.
I'm a city
raised
person.
in Chicago. We get it.
The next day, so I went with my brother because he's a big hiker. He's trekked in Nepal and has done all these really great things. And so I said I would give him a night and, okay, I'll camp with you. I'll go to Moab. I'll give you one night. Oh, it was horrific.
You're
And we had
missing
this
out because in
fire
Texas
and
there are so
everything.
many places
I
to
know.
enjoy the outdoors. Think how big our state is.
I
So many
know.
places
Here's
to
the
camp.
thing. I get really excited about it, and then when it's time to go, I don't go.
Just don't get that inflatable tent and sleep on like a lake where there could be
I would not,
alligators.
definitely not do the lake because I'm such a crazy sleeper, walker. I have to get out. I mean, what if I was sleepwalking or something?
Or what if a gator comes to get you in the middle of the night? Did you see
that's
that
tragic.
gator video from the golf course down in
Yes,
Florida?
I
It was
did.
huge.
It was massive.
It looked like an
Again,
animatronic
do
dinosaur.
Not camp.
Terrible.
I know.
Okay, what else you got?
Okay, so I have. So everybody, you guys really are great. You, meaning you guys. You and Brandon are really great with Zooming with your friends and your family. And
We Zoomed with our nieces last night.
yeah.
It was great.
And so we do a lot of FaceTime, but I'm thinking, this Thanksgiving, we were supposed to be with our family just like everybody else. Not going to happen. So I thought, okay, I'm going to get everybody on Zoom because my mom's going to be with my brothers. And so, we can all get there. And then just the thought process of trying to explain Zoom to my mom. Sorry, Mom, I know you're watching, but it's a lot.
Hey, it's confusing for me. So Eileen,
Yeah.
don't even worry. It's not you. It's
everybody.
I
mean, I can never figure out how to end the meeting. It's total disaster.
People have trouble
But
muting the meeting.
Muting, falling
You hear toilets
asleep.
flushing. Sometimes people fall asleep in front of 100 of their colleagues.
I was just resting my eyes, right, Mom? You understand what that's all about.
And resting your neck, too.
Here's the other thing, is that on Zoom, there's a cutoff point for these meetings, unless I think you
40
pay
minutes.
45 minutes or something, unless you pay for like the upgrade or whatever. But who's got time to pay for that, right? So check this out. For Thanksgiving, Zoom's removing the time limit.
Just on that day?
Well, just that day on Thanksgiving. Normally, yeah, you're right, 40 minutes. I thought it was 45. Removing it so family gatherings don't get cut short. So you can have all of your Zoom calls and not worry about the clock ticking.
That's so nice.
Right?
That's so nice.
It's so great.
Also, funny how until a few months ago, until earlier this spring, nobody ever had heard of Zoom.
I mean, I think like 2 years ago, I did a Zoom something. I'm trying to remember for what, or maybe a year ago, because it was on my phone before COVID, but it was hidden. It wasn't like an icon. I had it in a folder somewhere. God knows where that was, right?
Look, early adopter Courtney.
But I still don't know how to use it a year later.
Clearly.
So, anyway.
Well, that's nice. I think that's
so
a
they're
nice little
removing the time
Thanksgiving
limit.
gift. The 40-minute
Absolutely.
limit does not exist. Okay, so here's a question for all you parents out there. Courtney, obviously this includes you. What happens if the school where your children are attending, if they're still doing the in-person learning right now, what happens if you get there and they close the gate and they don't let your kids in?
What do you mean, close the gate?
Some schools do this. They close the gates. It's like there's a time when kids can come in, but if they're late, the gates are closed and they can't come in until, it's sort of like if you go to a play and you're late, they don't seat you until maybe the first act breaks or intermission. What would you do?
Call the office and say, I'm here. Can you do that?
I mean, that could be reasonable, that could be acceptable, but there is another option. You could just toss your child over the fence. So apparently this is a thing at a specific elementary school in France. It was happening so often that parents would arrive late with their children, the gates would be locked, and what would the parents do?
They would toss them over the gate?
They would toss their children right over.
How did I know you were going to say France? For some reason, I could have finished your sentence. I don't know why. I don't know why.
This is a true
crazy.
thing. According to United Press International, there's a sign that this school had to post, and the sign essentially says, "Parents, please do not throw your children."
Oh my gosh, he's scratching. I think he needs to go potty.
We're gonna let Tex off. Well, and
Okay.
Courtney too. Bye.
Sorry.
Bye,
I didn't
guys.
know you were going to take me right
Bye.
now.
Well,
okay.
you're back.
Yeah, I was afraid he was going to jump off the set. So is there anything to is there like a mattress, a trampoline? Is there something to like, it's a blanket?
Well, so far, no injuries have been reported. That is the good news. But again, this sign essentially tells parents, please do not throw your children over the gates.
But in French, it sounds beautiful.
Oui.
What if you have a... Oh, don't throw your kid. What if you have a... What if you have kind of like a thick kid?
Stop throwing the children. We got to work on our accents around here. The sign says, instead, please wait for the gates to be opened at 10 a.m. and 3 p.m.
3 p.m.? I mean, if you're dropping your kid off at 3, you're on the wrong schedule.
School's over at 3.
You need some serious help if you're dropping your kid off at 3.
That was the thing.
I mean, what if your what if you have a larger child? I'm thinking like Connor's 13, right? I mean, he's taller than me.
Taller than you.
Trying to lift him up to get him over the.
Well, French are very
First of all, I wouldn't
athletic.
do that. That's true.
It's
But I
like-
thought they were more like
Here, kids, recess starts early today. Jump over this thing.
get a running start. Are you kidding me?
No, that's a true story.
That
That's
is
a true story.
amazing. Can we get some interviews with the parents there? You know, I can sometimes relate. Sometimes. I mean, I love my kids, but sometimes they got to go to
Well,
school.
after all those lattes and chocolate croissants they're eating for breakfast.
I mean, and all their, naps and wine drinking, I guess they just need to get over and get those kids out of the way.
We learn the most interesting things here at work, don't we?
Interesting's a good word.
News you can use.
Yes. Don't throw your kids over the fence if you're late to school. Could you
don't go
imagine? I
camping
saw
on
it
a
on
river.
TV. Okay, guys, keep it right here. After the break, in case you're planning to book a hotel stay soon, you might want to stick around for this next topic. We are talking about the gross things hotels do to save money.
Okay, we're looking forward to that. Plus, Radio Milano, they are changing up their menu. Coming up, the easy recipe you can recreate in your own home. Houston Life will return in just 2 minutes. Well, welcome back to Houston Life. So glad to have you with us today. And earlier we were chatting about all kinds of ways that you can take a socially distant vacation, camping on the water,
Yes.
in a tent that floats, or maybe you want to just book a hotel room. Well, before you do that, we're diving into some of the gross things hotels do to save money, and we didn't make this up. This is a Reader's Digest article, references a 2012 study, so that was a long time ago. But
been a minute.
We still have hotels today. So this study, though, Courtney, found that 81% of surfaces, it's not lunchtime, is it?
It's past, but someone might be eating a snack. It's okay.
81% of hotel services contained at least some sort of fecal bacteria. List of gross things includes reusing the sheets, letting employees who are sick just continue to work,
Oh, boy.
not washing coffee pots, not changing mattresses very often, and choosing colorful carpet to hide the stains, of course. Sometimes you stay in a hotel, you don't even want to take your shoes off.
No, I know. And, Orlando travels a lot for work, or did, before COVID. And so he has this whole routine that he does when he gets into a hotel room, from the remote controls. And we never use any of the glasses or the coffee pot. Because, first of all, yeah, the whole thing is so gross. And I know, even if I have a bottle of water and I valet my car or something and there's no choice, I will never drink that water again.
Yeah.
I'm just afraid like someone's going to spit in it or put a sneezer. I mean, I don't know.
Well, sometimes people will, because the water bottles in the hotel are so expensive, sometimes people will open the bottle and drink it and then just refill it with tap water and put the lid on it. I don't know. I used to travel constantly for work, and I remember one night I was covering politics. I landed in D.C., got to my hotel around midnight, and I went to turn on the light switch, and it was all like greasy, like slippery. I thought, oh, wow, that's weird. So then I went to turn on the lamp, and my fingers were like slipping because the lamp knob was also slippery. And there was a slippery substance. All the remote, it was all over the room.
Did you change
The bed
rooms?
was made. It was the last room in the hotel. I tried to change rooms, and I was tired. It was after midnight,
Yeah,
so
I mean, you know, here's the thing. I think if you notice something like that or something else, but you're not going to stop staying in a hotel, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you're still going to, eventually, we're still going to venture out and
or I'll
travel.
just go camping on a river
Or
in a floating
that.
tent.
But we do want to hear from y'all. Share your hotel horror stories on Houston Life's Facebook page and YouTube pages. Y'all have come up with some good ones so far.
Yeah, and we will be sharing some of those later on in today's show. Eek. Okay, Houstonians love their fried turkeys for Thanksgiving, but Courtney, it's a very specific, sort of dangerous thing to do.
You really need to know what you're doing, for sure. On today, Joe Sam is getting some help from the professionals at one of my favorite stops, BB's. Hey, Joe.
Hey, Courtney, Derek. So we got the dancing turkey right here. He's getting ready to go into that pot of oil. He's excited about that. And we're excited about it, too, because we want to make sure we're helping people for the Thanksgiving holiday, giving them some safety tips so they don't burn down their homes. I've done many stories where a lot of people are burning down their homes trying to make these turkeys. So Brooks here is going to help us out. He's the CEO and founder here of BB's, and we got this beautiful bird ready to go, right?
Absolutely.
So walk us through. Yeah, walk us through. Look at that.
12 to 14 pound Cajun turkey. We season ours with blackened seasoning and lemon Cajun herbs and rub it in garlic and inject it with a little special blend we do.
Yes.
Get that oil about 250. That's kind of the magic number. Always drop it in with the legs pointing down. It's just a little safer that way.
There it goes. And then another thing that you mentioned was making sure you thaw the turkey out completely before you even put it in the oil, correct?
Yeah, you want that turkey thawed out really, really well. If you put it in frozen, it's going to be a disaster.
Absolutely. I also noticed that some people like to make sure they leave theirs out room temperature for about an hour before they put it in there, correct?
That's correct. If you're doing it at the house, I absolutely recommend that.
Now, how long do you typically say you have to leave it in there to make sure people know that it's ready? We don't want to cut into an undone bird.
For us, about a 12-pound turkey is about 45 minutes.
Absolutely. And then another safety tip we want to make sure we mention is before we do any of that, wear your goggles if you can and some gloves to where you're making sure when you're taking that turkey out, you don't burn yourself.
Absolutely. Especially if it's your first time, I recommend taking all the precautions possible. Eyeglasses. Our staff typically wears eye goggles and heavy-duty gloves.
So give people really quickly that temperature that the oil needs to be before we do that.
250 degrees.
250 degrees. And then another tip that you wanted to make sure we mentioned was to make sure the pot is not filled with oil so that it doesn't overflow.
Exactly. You want that just perfect level so it covers the entire turkey, but not too high.
Absolutely. Brooks, we have all that information. People have seen it already. We're going to have all that information also on our website, step-by-step safety tips to where we're making sure that you do not burn down your homes for this Thanksgiving. We want to make sure they have a table to eat on, right?
That's right.
We're going to have a table to eat on once these birds come out, and we're going to provide a few more safety tips for you to make sure that you are safe and protected when frying those birds for this Thanksgiving. But Courtney and Derek, that smelled good going in. I can't wait until it comes out. Oh, I can't wait.
We like to leave that to the professionals for sure. All right, Joe, thanks so much. And after the break, we are heading into our kitchen here to cook up the newest Mediterranean dishes from Radio Milano using some simple ingredients.
Okay, looking forward to that. Plus, Lauren Kelly, oh my goodness, you had the chance to chat with one of my favorite stars.
I sure did, Derek. I'm chatting with actress KRISTIN CHENOWETH about life, the holidays, and her career, which just got a bit sweeter with her new baking competition show on the Food Network. Don't move. Houston Life will be right back.
Welcome back to Houston Life. So, of course, it goes without saying 2020 has left so many of us feeling like we could really use a getaway about now.
Absolutely. Sign us up, right? And now you don't have to go far to explore the flavors of the Mediterranean.
Joining us with a recipe you can bring into your own home is the executive chef at Radio Milano, KRISTIN Cardenas. KRISTIN, it is so great to see you. Happy early Thanksgiving. And what are you showing us how to make today?
Hi. Yes, today we're going to make the beef souvlaki that we have on our menu. So we're going to start with the New Year's steak. We marinate it for 12 hours. Then we're going to start adding the vegetables into the skewer. Then the beef. Then after it's finished, we're going to grill it for about 6 to 7 minutes.
Okay, each side, are we flipping it? Because I know, Derek, you're going to start assembling here.
Yeah, I'm going to put on some little plastic gloves.
Yeah, and I have one already assembled. And so do we do anything different with the veggies at all, Chef?
No, we at the end, we're just going to season them, salt and pepper, because they've already been marinated.
Okay. Well, as you continue to build your skewer, I'm going to put mine. We already had a pan with our olive oil ready to go. It's been heated up, and so I'm going to put this here and see if we can get a nice sear on that.
And Chef, these are all raw ingredients, right? So we are cooking the meat along with the vegetables all for the same amount of time?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, adding my onions on here. And these little skewers, they're a little pointy on the end. So if children are involved,
Yes, be
adults
careful.
use supervision, right?
They're really great, and these are great to make ahead, too, because then if you have this ready to go, you can put it in the refrigerator, right, until you're ready to cook?
Yes, absolutely. You can always make them ahead of time and then have them ready to cook. So, when the family comes, you can always make them.
Absolutely. Well, we can hear it sizzling on this side, but let's talk a little bit about Radio Milano, because you did a little bit of a transition, and this is where the Mediterranean side comes in. How come you did the transition?
Yes. So we saw the need for a Mediterranean restaurant in the area. So we took advantage of the pandemic to reinvent Radio Milano at the Moran Hotel. So that's how we bring the new concept. And that way we can offer a different type of food in the area.
And when it comes to Mediterranean cuisine, Chef, is there anything specific on the menu around Thanksgiving time?
So we're going to be offering shawarmas, gyros, and multiple dishes. We're also going to be cooking a special dish for Thanksgiving, which is a dish, obviously, turkey.
Oh, that's lovely, because we want to be able to support our local restaurants, too, and maybe leave the cooking to y'all, the professionals. And if we want to come in, though, we need to make reservations?
Yeah, you can make a reservation. We also take walk-ins, and we can also take orders to go. Go to our website, the Moran Hotel. Just click on our tab, Radio Milano, and that way you'll be able to place an order.
Okay, very nice. Carry out is a great option these days for folks who are not ready to venture out in public yet. Okay, so Courtney has the pan nice and hot. I can hear that oil popping. About how long are we cooking this on here, Chef?
About 6 to 7 minutes, you're gonna cook it. So if you wanna do 3 to 4 minutes on each side.
Okay, and I will tell you, we got the world's smallest pan here, so it's not cooking quite as evenly.
It's like a Barbie pan. It's all we had.
Kind of like a Barbie pan. So we're going to let that sit there. But if this was done, we would then plate it on a bed of basmati.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes, we have the basmati rice. So we're gonna place the basmati rice in the bottom of a plate. Then I have the skewers cooked here. We're gonna put it on top of the rice. We're gonna finish it with the tzatziki sauce. It's a sauce made out of yogurt, cucumber, and herbs. We're gonna drizzle it on top of the souvlaki. And then we're also gonna finish it with our cucumber and onion relish.
It's lovely. My mouth is watering. I got to tell you that.
Yeah, Mediterranean cuisine is always so delicious. I love the dill and the tzatziki. Chef KRISTIN Cardenas, thank you so much, and we're going to keep you in mind for Thanksgiving. Takeout sounds great.
Thank you guys for having me.
Happy Thanksgiving. And by the way, to try Radio Milano's new menu for yourself or to learn more about what City Center has to offer, you can head over to themoranhotel.com. And still to come, how you can upgrade your countertops to look like stone without the hefty price tag. Consumer reporter Amy Davis shows us the technique that can transform your kitchen or bathroom.
And we'll get a check of your forecast with Eric and see what Keith and Christine have coming up for the news at 4 o'clock. Houston Life will be back in just 2 minutes.
Well, welcome back to Houston Life. I'm Courtney Savala. It's just about 3:30.
It sure is. Yeah, 3:29 in 10 seconds. I'm Derek Shore. Time now to take a look at some of our viewer comments. Earlier, we asked you, oh dear, to share some of your own hotel horror stories on our Houston Life Facebook and YouTube pages. And wow, we didn't expect to get some of the comments we got. Why don't we start with Beverly here? We stayed in Burleson, Texas with our grandkids one weekend, and the air conditioning was full of crickets.
Oh boy. Okay, Marilyn writes on, OMG, checked into a hotel in Uvalde, got room keys late at night, opened the door. There were blood splatters on the floor and the base of the bed. In the bathroom, only 2 rings were holding up the shower curtain. And by the way, she says, yes, I left.
You left? I mean, I can't see
Why?
what the problem is. Why, Marilyn? Sounds fine to me. Roberta writes in, these stories are the reason we don't stay in hotels and travel with our home on wheels, AKA RV. You know what?
There you go.
RVs are fancy these days, too.
So fancy, and it's how everybody is kind of traveling right now. So many people got the bug and did that over summer and probably going to do it over the holiday break.
You know, there was like an RV rental shortage
Yes.
for a while. People who wanted to take a road trip couldn't go in an RV unless they had their own.
I would love to drive one day. I just think it would be great. It would be so fun with that giant steering wheel. Just don't have me park it.
Why are you saying this? You know that I drove that one that we used as our control room in Galveston for Houston Life.
I do remember that.
It was over 50 feet.
Yeah.
It was
Were you
not
supposed
easy to
have
drive.
Were you supposed to have a special license?
Oh, was I supposed to? I don't know. I don't think so. We live to tell the tale, though. That's the
We
important
do. That's
thing.
another chapter in the book.
You
isn't
driving
it?
an RV, I think, would be alarming.
It would be. How many times did I take my driver's license test? Too many. Okay, well, let's check in with Keith and Christine and Eric for a look at what is coming up in the news at 4. Yes, y'all, it took me more than one chance at 16 to get my
3
license.
chances, to be exact.
Hey,
who's
where
counting?
there's a will, there's a way.
Who is counting?
And you are look at you now. You're such an amazing driver these days.
And,
We all know.
regarding the RV licenses, like if you have to ask, probably do.
Yeah.
I need to look into this. I think just a regular license works, but
I'm of the school, ask for forgiveness after the fact.
Yeah.
Don't ask for permission beforehand.
Right.
In a situation like that, you just play dumb.
And just practice a little bit,
Yeah.
How hard could it be?
And you made it without any trouble. Which is good, right?
That's what matters.
Yeah, great to see you guys. Okay, so Eric, let's talk about if you're heading out on like a road trip today. The weather is like picture perfect to do anything outside.
Yeah, as far as road trips go, no problems whatsoever on area roadways. But why would you want to leave Houston with weather like this? It is just fantastic out there. Triangle Energy Camera, we've got beautiful blue skies, temperatures in the mid 70s, 77 degrees for Houston. That's one of the warm spots out there. So a touch warmer than average for this time of year, but I don't think anybody's complaining at all. We've got a slight east wind out there. That east wind is keeping our humidity in check today. We are going to see a slight uptick in humidity over the next few days as we head into the weekend. But take a look at this. If you are planning a road trip in the next couple of days, look at Texas. Texas is free and clear. We've got a big ridge of high pressure off to the Pacific Northwest. We've got some troubled weather, and also in the Northeast too. We've actually got a little bit of snow from the Great Lakes into Pennsylvania. So yeah, big differences as far as the weather goes. It depends on where you are, and quite honestly, Houston is the place to be as far as I'm concerned. Temperatures this afternoon in the 70s. We drop back into the 50s and eventually 50s overnight. So you need that sweater. You're going to have to decide which one you want to take out if you're going to be out for a stroll later on this evening. Just absolutely gorgeous weather. We'll let you know how long we hold on to this coming up in the full 10-day forecast at 4 o'clock.
This is when we layer, Eric,
yes.
right? Very good. We'll talk to you in a little bit. All right. Also coming up at 4 o'clock today, health reporter Haley Hernandez is tackling a pretty serious topic. Mothers and babies in Texas are dying at a higher rate than in other states. One of the largest impacts has been in minority populations. So today at 4 o'clock in our Stronger Houston series, Haley takes a closer look at what's causing the problem and what one family believes can help save lives.
Plus, Amazon launching its own pharmacy. That is correct. Medications delivered directly to you. How it works, what medications they will and will not be providing, and what other features the company is offering. All that coming up in less than half an hour at 4 o'clock.
All right, guys. We'll see you soon.
Then. Okay, so this week, consumer reporter Amy Davis, she's been helping us, Courtney, with creative and inexpensive ways we can all update our homes.
Absolutely. And today, Amy's introducing us to a Seguin woman who can help you transform your dated laminate to look just like stone.
She's a self-proclaimed disaster when it comes to cooking. But Rhonda Draculis,
a little bit of bling,
owner of RK3 Designs,
I'm just going to randomly pour it on the surface.
Can whip up a custom countertop in minutes.
The product itself is so incredibly easy to use. Prepping is 99% of your success, but the actual pouring and creating is unbelievably easy.
The product is epoxy. She uses and sells the brand Stone Coat Countertops. She also holds training classes to teach people how to transform their own counters into custom works of art like these. She invited us to her Seguin workshop to show us how it's done.
Epoxy is very sticky and it will find any little crack that it can find and get through there.
It's why she says you should plan at least half a day to prep the area where you plan to work. Covering your floors.
You want to come hold this over here?
Your cabinets.
What's going to happen is our epoxy is going to roll over this edge and roll down the plastic.
And your backsplash.
This is a piece of laminate that actually came out of a house.
Rhonda covered it with 2 coats of bonding primer, then 2 coats of bare paint and primer.
We can't mess it up, I promise.
The next day, it's time to pour.
Not like that. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, stop! Wait, should I go for that one? What should I do?
Anywhere. There you go. Perfect.
Then you literally smooth the epoxy on with your hands, creating striations like you'd see in stone. Because epoxy is self-leveling, it'll run over the edges of your counter, then lay flat and dry.
We could stop right here, and this is a beautiful finish.
But you can also make the counter look like granite and add veining. Unlike real stone, where you may have to live with a variation or imperfection, epoxy countertops can be customized exactly how you want them. And if you're buying the products to do it yourself, you'll pay about $5 a square foot. The materials for this exact countertop cost about $70.
Wow.
It's incredible, the
Look
transformation.
At that, the finished product, it really does look like stone.
Unbelievable.
Okay, well, we should practice sometime, Courtney.
at your house.
I knew you would say that. Do not forget, by the way, you will need to buy painter's tape, plastic, and paper to prepare the area you're working in. And she said that preparation is most important.
That is the key, right? And on HoustonLife.tv, we are linking you to RK3 Designs, where you can also see more of Rhonda's training videos or sign up for one of her classes.
It was great that Amy brought us that story. And be sure to tune in tomorrow when Amy meets a Kingwood mom who's showing us an old military trick to give you the look of wallpaper without the hassle. Courtney, I know wallpaper has not been your friend.
It has not, but I love it so much.
I love it so much. I love it so much. Looking forward to seeing that story. Okay, so are you planning a Thanksgiving gathering this year? What you need to keep in mind for a safe holiday celebration? We have got expert advice coming up.
Plus, Lauren Kelly had a chance to chat with KRISTIN Chenoweth. Hey, Lauren.
Yes, I sure did. I'm very excited. She's a pint-sized leading lady with a big personality. KRISTIN Chenoweth dishes on her life, her new baking competition show, and who taught her to use TikTok. Houston Life will be right back. Emmy and Tony Award-winning actress and singer KRISTIN Chenoweth is one of showbiz's hardest-working leading ladies. From her latest Netflix film to a food baking competition and her fun social media pages, I chatted with KRISTIN on how she's staying busy this holiday season.
KRISTIN Chenoweth joins us on Houston Live today.
Hi, Houston.
How's it going? Where are you checking in from?
I am sitting here in Vancouver. I'm shooting a TV show that for Apple TV, starring Cecily Strong, and I'm loving it. I'm loving it.
How have you kept up with this year? Because you've been so busy with all the ups and downs.
I was in New York for the first 7 weeks, and I thought, is this going to be over anytime soon? You know, the selfish part in me, right?
Of course.
And my boyfriend, who was with me this whole time, you know, during the pandemic until I got to Canada, he's like, we're just going to hang in there together. And I became very grateful for the actual live performance. I miss it. Broadway misses it. When Broadway comes back, I'll be right there in the first row supporting all my friends. And I know we'll come back stronger, and I know we'll come back safe, but you know, I miss it.
You know, as we look at your social media, your Instagram page, which, by the way, girl, hands down, I can't even keep up with, but I'm looking at your things you have on there.
Thank you.
Please catch us up with what you're currently working on, because you have your hands in 15 different projects.
I didn't know how to do TikTok, Lauren, until my boyfriend taught me. Let's just say he's 14 years younger, so I've come to understand how TikTok
My boyfriend is 9 years younger. I get it. I get it.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, he teaches me a lot of technology. He's also a great cook. I don't really understand a kitchen, so it's a match in so many ways.
Which is such a perfect transition, because you're now in the kitchen for Candyland, and you're going to give us some holiday recipe secrets, KRISTIN.
You know it, girl. So when Food Network called me and said, we want you to host Candyland, I said, no, I don't do my kitchen. And then they started to explain to me that it was based on the board game, which we know and love since we were little kids, right? Watching the set unfold and watching the competition with these artists, these professional bakers, and watching how they pushed each other and themselves, it was very inspiring. So Candyland was actually a big surprise in my career.
KRISTIN Chenoweth, you are just a doll. We love to watch you. We're so excited for all of your projects. Where can we go to find more? Do you have a YouTube page? Where do you want us to go to find a list of all of your projects?
Thank you for asking. Please check me out on Insta and Twitter at @KChenoweth. Also, I'm here because of these folks, www.kellogg'sfamilyrewards.com. Everybody should go on their website and check out what they've got going on. Some really cool, exciting recipes, but amazingly enough, they just keep sending me product and I keep eating it. So this is not good for my waistline, Lauren, not good.
Well, happy holidays, KRISTIN. Thank you for joining us. And please know that you have a standing ovation. I'm sorry, a standing invitation right here in Studio B once all of this COVID is over. So thank you again.
I will take both, girl. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, I'm giving her a standing ovation right now in my head.
Fun fact, you used to live really close to her.
A few streets away from her, yeah, and she is just fantastic. Wouldn't it be great to get her here in Studio B sometime?
I would love it, but you guys don't forget to catch KRISTIN hosting a new episode of Candyland this Sunday at 8 o'clock on the Food Network.
And who knew you were both dating younger men, Lauren?
Who knew?
Who knew? 9 years, 14 years.
All the same.
Who's counting anyway? Lauren, thank you so much. That was fun. All right, let's send things on over to Courtney in the kitchen. Hey, Courtney.
Okay, thanks, guys. Well, holidays in the age of COVID-19 comes with a lot of questions. Is it safe to host a small gathering, or should we just skip it altogether? Joining me now to answer just that, UT Physicians infectious disease expert, Dr. Luis Ostrowski. Thanks so much and welcome to Houston Life.
Hi.
Well, Thanksgiving, of course, is the first major holiday during the pandemic, and that's usually when we all gather around the table. Christmas is on the heels. Doctor, break it down for us. What is the best and safest way for us to celebrate?
Unquestionably, the safest way to do this would be to stay home and have celebrations in separate houses for people that don't live in the same household. And we can all take advantage of the new Zoom rule that they're going to really actually release the time limits next Thursday for Thanksgiving. So safer thing to do is really to stay home with your household and have the celebration by yourself.
Absolutely. So just your immediate family. And I know early on we heard things like gatherings not more than 10 people. You're just saying stick with your immediate family and jump on Zoom for the rest.
That's right. And then the safest thing to do would be to have an outside gathering. Again, not too many people, and planning it out really well with different tables for different families, not sharing serving utensils, having hand hygiene stations. That's a way you can make it happen, especially here in Houston, where we're expecting gorgeous weather next week. So that's kind of a safe-ish way to address this.
Absolutely. If you need to do it in the driveway, outside, and maybe even have some of those small boxes that no one's, kind of cross-contaminating, if you will.
Correct.
Now, some families really are still choosing to gather for the holidays. What is a family bubble? Some say they're creating something like that. What is that, and what are the requirements for a successful bubble?
Yeah, so there's a lot of emails circulating around town and some videos about creating this mini NBA bubbles. NBA had a very successful way of implementing a bubble, but it took a lot of work. And truthfully, you needed to have started about 2 weeks ago with multiple rounds of testing of the people that are going to go into the bubble, quarantining while you're doing the testing and not really getting exposed over and over again. And then you get a final test before going into this bubble that you choose, and then not going out of the bubble is very important. So probably if you haven't started this, it's too late, and you should not rely on a single negative test to go and have a weekend with extended family.
Absolutely, letting our guard down, if you will. And you're saying, too, that testing is really just a snapshot in time. It's not a guarantee for the future.
That's absolutely right. It tells you you don't have the virus right now, but it doesn't mean that you're not going to get the virus in 2 or 3 days because you were exposed 5 days ago. So it's a 14-day incubation period. Anything can happen, and that's why we recommend multiple rounds of testing if you're going to use this as a tool to keep people safe.
And real quick, Doctor, we're kind of backtracking here. If we are doing that sort of driveway gathering or even an outdoor one, you still got to be protective. You say wear those shields, wear the goggles, and wear the masks as well.
Yeah, outdoors, you can take your mask off and you can take the shield off as long as you maintain the social distancing. Again, the 6 feet is very important. And in this setting, what's important, again, is to not cross-contaminate. So individual plates, individual serving utensils, maybe the ability to warm up the food before you actually eat it, those would go a long way.
Dr. Luis Ostrowski, infectious disease expert with UT Physicians, thank you so much. Great information today, and all of us really need to keep this in mind as well. And happy Thanksgiving to you.
Likewise. Thanks for having us.
And for more information on UT Physicians and the coronavirus, visit utphysicians.com/COVID-19 or simply call 888-488-3627. And speaking of the holidays, let's check back in with Joe Sam for a look at what he has coming up. Hey, Joe, you're at BB's. The jelly.
greasy hotel room.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't actually say it was jelly, but
I don't know what it was.
Oh yeah,
Oil.
we don't want to know. But we have been getting some very interesting viewer comments both on our YouTube and Facebook Houston Life pages.
I remember best friend Lori. She told me a story. She used to do outside sales, and she was in a hotel room eating dinner and by herself. And all of a sudden, the door opened and somebody walked in, but they had mixed up the room keys. But she's a woman by herself in her hotel room minding her own business, and somebody rolls in. Hey, you're in my room. She says, no, you're in my room.
What's up, roommate?
Hey.
You get 50% off for that?
My gosh, I would freak out.
Okay, we're going to get to one of our viewer comments right now. Let's pop that up on the screen. Shannon writes in, checked into a hotel in Alabama, had a group of guys already in there. Oh my gosh, Courtney, just like best friend Lori. They ran as my husband was calling the front office.
Oh boy.
Okay. I was at a hotel in Hawaii once and a roach fell from the ceiling into the woman's salad next to our table.
Oh, as we know, roaches are really crunchy in your food.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're going to go back out live to Joe Sam, who is joining us from BB's. Hey, Joe.
Hey, Courtney, Derek, take a look at this beautiful fried turkey that we have here. Cajun fried turkey, all done by the man with the plan himself. Brooks, this looks amazing, and we all done this safely while making sure that we followed all those tips that you gave us, right?
That's right. Safety is the key here.
And when we talk about that, for people who are still a little bit more timid about making this at home, they're still afraid that they may burn down their house. We don't want that to happen at all. There's places that they can come here, 10 different locations, to where they can pick up their own turkey, have it ready to go for the family and friends.
Exactly. We have 10 locations scattered all throughout Houston. You can order online at bbstexorleans.com/turkeys.
Yeah.
Super easy process.
And then we have our professional carver here with us as well, who knows exactly how to carve out that turkey, because it'll take me all day trying to figure out which part to cut first. This looks absolutely amazing. Look how juicy that looks. So we made sure that it's cooked through all the way. You said, how long does it take to make sure that turkey is cooked when they're frying?
It takes about 45 minutes at 250 degrees temp.
And when we're doing, again, for people who are afraid, they want to make sure they go in what side of the turkey first?
Legs down.
Legs down first. Make sure that that oil is not overflowing in the pot. You want to make sure it's level and it's not dripping down anywhere. That's where we see all of those fires happen at, right?
Yeah, as soon as that oil spills over, it's going to be a disaster.
Okay, so I'm going to have to get ready to take off this mask, because we didn't just come here just to check out the turkey. We want to make sure that it tastes good, too, after it's just been fried. So I'm going to go in for, that's we're going to go in for a wing. Oh,
that's good, huh?
Courtney, Derek, this is good fried turkey, safe fried turkey.
Well, I love to leave it to the professionals, but tell me again, Joe, we can order this turkey. What's the cutoff for Thanksgiving?
Absolutely. So we need to know what time it actually cuts off for Thanksgiving. How long do they have before they can order these turkeys?
All the way up to end of day Tuesday before Thanksgiving.
There we go. Yeah. Making those orders in. We're going to have all that information on our website too, on how you can put that reservation in to get your turkeys in time safely if you don't want to fry it yourself at home. I'm going to finish eating all of this here. We're going to just take this here.
Okay.
I'll see y'all later.
Joe Sam, have fun out there. I like what you said. Leave it to the professionals.
Let them do it. Absolutely. Okay, as we head to break, let's check in with Kevin Frazier for a look at what's coming up on Entertainment Tonight. Hey, Kevin.
Courtney and Derek, tonight on ET, my interview with Eddie Van Halen's son, Wolfgang. He's opening up about the death of his iconic father and his new musical tribute, which includes never-before-seen home movies that will touch your heart. Tonight at 6:30, right here on KPRC 2. All right, stay right here. Houston Life will be right back.
What a fun show on this Tuesday. Good to have Tex here. He is sleepy.
He always enjoys his 3 p.m. naps. Now it's time for mine. Keith, Christine, we'll hand it off to you.
I'm just glad we don't have a couch out here because I probably would doze off as well.
We'd be right there with Tex.
You can
It's
use
so
ours
good to see you. I was
anytime.
running around the newsroom earlier. Yeah, great to see you guys. Thanks so much. So we have a lot coming your way this afternoon here at 4 o'clock. There are two